Guys, it's Elizabeth finding Elizabeth, but you already know that, right? Do I need to say who I am? You know who I am if you're watching this video. But anyway, this is my week 89 post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update. From a weight loss perspective, pretty much stayed the same from last week, but I'll give you the numbers. When I started my weight loss journey, my highest weight in January of 2014, so right at almost 2 years ago, was 402 pounds. My weight at surgery on April 14th, 2014 was 360.6 pounds. My weight last week was 205.6 pounds, and my weight today was 205.4 pounds. So basically, I stayed the same over the last week. Better than gaining, yes, it was Christmas week. So that basically puts me at about 160 pounds down since surgery and about 200 pounds down since my highest weight, which is, you know, pretty good, right? Even if I did only lose 0.2 pounds over the last week. In the last 12 months, I've lost 38 pounds, and in the last 4 weeks, I have gained 3.4 pounds. I have only over the past, I don't know, even maybe like 2 months started tracking that 4-week number, but I think it's really important because I look at that number and I can't be in denial. If I were to continue that through this year, I would have gained back all the weight I lost in the last 12 months. So yeah, that's not good. But as I said, it was Christmas week. I didn't gain. I'm okay with that. I did not really have a great week. I am on track with my exercise for sure, but I have been eating a hella lot more carbs than I need. This morning I had a piece of sourdough toast for breakfast. Yes, a piece of sourdough toast is not the end of the world, sort of like you ate a bagel, you didn't kill a baby. But even as I ate it, I was thinking, a weight loss surgery patient should not be eating a piece of sourdough toast for breakfast after working out for an hour, or even if they hadn't worked out for an hour. The guy I'm seeing came up from San Diego over the weekend, and I had bought sourdough bread to make breakfast for him, which he can eat because he's thin and fit. I usually don't ever have bread really in my house unless it's for a specific, dinner party or whatever. And yesterday I had half a piece of sourdough toast with an egg. Today I had a whole piece of sourdough toast with butter, which is not good. So anyway, I have been eating way more carbs than I need to eat. I have not been doing as well with my water over the last week as I should have been. Also, for the first time, really over the last few days, for the first time since weight loss surgery, I have been looking at myself and feeling really fat. And I know I don't, I'm just saying it to be honest. But I walk past the mirror and I see this little pooch in front of my jeans, which I don't think was there before. And I think it must have to do with the carbs that I'm eating and kind of bloating a little bit, because it really wasn't there. And I was watching The Naked Truth last night and looking at the difference between Tanya and I, which Tanya does weigh quite a bit less than I do, 25 or 30 pounds less than I do. But I don't know, not feeling good about that. Need to get my head in the right place because I don't like thinking that. But honestly, that's where I'm at right now. So not feeling good. This is a week for me where I'm sort of getting my stuff together. Not so much about weight loss. I have a lot of stuff going on. I have to, as I've mentioned in past videos, I have to move at the beginning of February. And look, I switched the background around today so you guys could see the Christmas tree. Isn't it pretty? And also, so you could get used to maybe not seeing the picture of the irises behind me, because who knows what the setup's going to be in my new place, because I haven't found a new place yet. But anyway, my week is going to kind of be focused on getting my personal stuff together, starting to look at places, getting organized, so when next week hits, I can be ready to go from a work perspective. But from a weight loss surgery perspective, I will be getting my exercise in, seeing Brandon, the regular number of times this week. Saw him today, and I'll see him on Wednesday and on Saturday. and have been doing some walking in between that. And I will really strive to get my water in. And once we start the first of the year, I'm going to start backtracking again. So that's where I'm at from a weight loss surgery perspective. I don't know if you guys saw last night's Naked Truth. It was with Bill Streetman, who I met at Obesity Help in Raleigh. How can I be at 5 minutes already and I'm not even through my first paragraph? I'm very loquacious. Anyway, it's a really great show. I'll put the link below. If you didn't see it, please watch it. He has a really great perspective. And just doing that show and hearing what he had to say was kind of reinvigorating and re-motivating for me. So I am certainly not going to hit my goal of being back in Wonderland by the first of the year, because that would mean I would have to lose like 6 pounds between now and Friday. And I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, new year, back on track more seriously. Really, I think for me, it's about cutting down the carbs again and making sure I'm getting my water. So that's where we are from a weight loss surgery perspective. How was your Christmas? I hope it was wonderful. Mine was great. It was pretty mellow. On Christmas Eve, we do a big family gathering. It's in LA, which is about 50 miles from here. And the really awesome part of that was, for the first time ever, my son drove us home on Christmas Eve. So I could have a few glasses of wine, and I just didn't have to do it. It was really wonderful, and he did not terrify me, which was great. And then on Christmas, I did a breakfast here at my house for a few people, which was lovely and mellow and calm. And after everybody left, I walked to the beach and I read one of the books that I got for Christmas. And then on Saturday, the guy that I think I said that before, the guy that I'm seeing in San Diego came up for the weekend, which was really wonderful. And today I got kick-started on the work week and getting organized. So anyway, that was my holidays. I hope you had a wonderful one. I want to thank everybody who sent me a holiday card. I so enjoyed getting them. Anyway, that's the holidays. Now we're on to the new year. I do not have plans for New Year's Eve or New Year. Well, I do have plans on New Year's, but not New Year's Eve, which is fine. I don't generally like to go out on New Year's Eve just because that's when everybody else in the world is out. But anyway, so what's the main topic of my video now that I'm at 7 minutes and like 38 seconds? What I wanted to talk about today was the things that happened in 2015 that I am most proud of. Because next week I'm going to talk about my goals, which I already set after I was sort of motivated to do that after watching VSG Bobby's 2-year video where he was talking about that. And I actually did them right after I watched his video. And I'll put a link down to that below too, if you guys don't know Bobby or haven't seen that video. So I have to put my glasses on for this. What are the things I am most proud of this year? And I'm doing them kind of in descending order, sort of like a top 10 list. But how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's my top 11 list. So number 11. So that means the least significant of these significant things. Certainly significant, but the least significant. Losing 38 pounds. Yes, that's awesome. I lost 38 pounds this year. I was over 240 pounds at this time last year. I am almost in Wonderland this year. I saw it for like 30 seconds, but I will definitely be getting back there. So that is certainly an accomplishment that I'm proud of. However, of all the things that I've accomplished this year, that is the least significant. I worked out almost 100 times with Brandon, my personal trainer. I had set a goal last year of working out 200 times. I don't think I hit it. I sort of stopped tracking in like July. He tracks my workouts in the gym. They were, I think it will be at like 96 by Wednesday, which will be the last day of this year that I'll be working out with him. And I was a little bummed about that because I thought he was going to say that it was higher. But you know what? That's like 96 more workouts than I've done any other year. So I should be very proud of that. And I did do other workouts. I have done Couch to 5K. I've done yoga. I've done walking, different things. But I just didn't totally keep track of it. If I had to estimate, I would say that I probably got in about 150 workouts this year. Which, you know, that's nothing to shake a stick at. I am happy with that. I set a goal with him to do 125 workouts next year. So that's what we're shooting for. When we looked at, he like sort of talked to me about it month by month, how many I had. And generally I had like 10 workouts a month, but October, which was the month I was traveling and was only here maybe 4 or 5 days the whole month, I only had one workout in that whole month. So anyway, I'm very proud of that. And actually that should probably be higher than number 10 on this list, but that's where I wrote it down. Planking. I'm proud of my planking. I'm proud of doing that in a lot of different places. You know, it's not that hard to plank for long enough to take a photo, but I don't know, I just find it kind of cool. My brother posted a picture on Facebook this weekend. He's in Mexico with his fiance, and he planked on top of these 2,000-year-old ruins. And I just love that. That it's just something that's kind of become a thing. I know I said this in another video, but earlier in the year, I was taking my dad grocery shopping after he got out of the hospital, and I ran into a friend from high school who I hadn't seen in, 100 years, and in the grocery store, and the first thing she said was, "Can we plank? Can we take a picture planking?" So that was very cool. So the planking is cool. Most particularly, the thing I'm proud of is that when I was in Arkansas in May for the Bentonville Film Festival, Fitbit was a sponsor, and in the sponsor village they had competitions every hour to win a free Fitbit. One was a planking competition to see how long you could plank, and I actually competed with typical sized people to do that. I of course did not win, but also I was not the first person out. I was probably the third or fourth person out, and the person who won planked for 6 minutes. My planking, not so long anymore. Brandon had us do 2 minutes this morning. I couldn't do it. I had to drop down a few times in that 2 minutes. So anyway, but huge accomplishment for me. Number 8, going to Chicago by myself. There was a meet and greet in Chicago in March of last year. It was the first time that I went to a meet and greet without Patty, which was a big deal for me to kind of go by myself and meet all these people that I didn't know. And it was really wonderful. And I think it kind of set me on track to know that I can, and to develop, new friendships and things like that. And it was so fun. I should have numbered these because now I have to count them. Okay, the next one, The Naked Truth. I am really thrilled that Jennifer asked me to co-host this show, and that I've been able to do a lot in terms of bringing in new guests who are not just totally YouTubers that we're all familiar with, like Bill Streetman, who I mentioned from last night. Or did I mention it? I've made this video a couple of times. I maybe didn't mention it. But if you haven't seen last night's Naked Truth, you should watch it. I'll put a link below. And Dr. Katzen, Patty brought on Dr. Katzen, the plastic surgeon who did her surgery. So I'm just really happy with where that's going and really proud to be a part of it. Next that I'm proud of, starting to date again. That was a big thing for me. Relationships with men have always been tricky for me, and an area where I don't know, struggle with self-worth and sort of like feeling like I deserve to be loved. So that I actually did that was very awesome. I started dating, actually I met someone here in September before I started traveling. That was not a fit, but the first really good guy, not that the first guy wasn't a good guy, but the first guy that I really felt connected to, I met in London, which was great. I probably have dated maybe or gone out with 6 or 7 people in that time, all of whom were great people. In the beginning of November, I met someone who I particularly like and am seeing now, and it's been a real learning experience for me to open up and be vulnerable in that way. So I'm proud of myself for doing that and for trying it and for showing up from a place of sort of authenticity. And even though I'm totally screwed up about relationships in my head, as my close friends well know when I call them and vent about all my craziness. But so doing that is a big deal. I would not have imagined that at almost 50 years old, I would have met someone who I connect with quite as much as I do this person that I'm dating now. So it's never too late. Anyway, okay, well, I sort of touched on this next one in that, but allowing myself to be vulnerable in a relationship and be authentic and say, and just be present and clear about who I am and what I want. That's a big deal for me. So I'm proud of that. And also, this all sort of ties in. These ones all tie into sort of relationships with men, and the next ones tie in to friendships. But realizing that I deserve to be loved. And for a long time, I really struggled with that. And I always thought it was because I was overweight, but you know what? It's much deeper than that. I was probably overweight because I thought I didn't deserve to be loved. I don't know. Chicken, egg, I don't know. But realizing now that I do deserve that and that there are people out there who can love me is very cool. So anyway, and the most important thing, so these last three things are the most important things I think that I am proud of this year. Forming deep and close friendships. I really feel like I've done that with a few people this year. And I have honestly never done that before in my life. I've had acquaintances. I've had, friends, but I didn't have the kind of relationships that I have now. And of course, all of those people are people in the weight loss surgery community. I mean, Patty's in the weight loss surgery community, but I don't totally count her in that because I met her in person before I even knew there was a YouTube weight loss surgery community. But they are all people that I've met around having weight loss surgery. So being able to form those deep friendships is so important to me and has changed my life so much. And the next thing is feeling my feelings, allowing myself to sort of feel what I'm feeling and realize that that's not going to kill me. If I'm sad, I can be sad and move through it, and it's not the end of the world. And telling people that I love them and not being afraid to do that. I was talking to Patty today and talking about, sort of relationships and friendships and how, my last boyfriend that I dated for maybe a year and a half, several years ago, he broke up with me after about a year and a half, and I was super upset about it. And he said to me afterwards, I'm really surprised you were that upset because I did not feel like you were that invested in the relationship or cared that much. And I totally did, but I was so afraid to show that. And I don't feel like I'm afraid. Well, I'm a little afraid. I'm a little afraid in relationships with men, but I'm working on it. But with my friends, I'm not afraid to do that at all. I'm not afraid to tell them that I love them and I appreciate them and that I'm so happy that they are in my lives. And the last thing, the thing that I am most proud of and the thing that I think is going to make the biggest difference in my life moving forward is I am no longer afraid to reach out to people when I need help. When I'm struggling, when I'm emotional, in the past, I would stay in my own head. And so the only feedback I would have on whatever the situation was that I was sort of, spinning about would be my own, which is not always the best perspective. But now I have people that I can reach out to and I can talk to about it, and they don't make me feel, they make me feel loved and supported, and they give me a perspective that is not always the perspective that I am looking at the situation with, and that I can do that, and that I can be vulnerable enough to do that is really, I cannot tell you how huge that is to me. And so that, I think, is the thing I am most proud of. Okay, we're almost at, we're at 19 minutes. So anyway, before I sign off, I want to do a couple of quick shout outs. I want to shout out to my girls, those people who are the ones who I call or text or whatever when I'm in my crazy head. And that's Patty, Watch Patty Mount, Amy Gets a VSG, Lindsay Fly, and Kim Stephanopoulos, who doesn't make videos, but who is part of the Facebook weight loss surgery community. You guys make such a huge difference in my life, and I love you, and that's all. And then I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Courtney, and I cannot remember her YouTube name. Is it maybe VSG Redesign Me? I don't know, because it's been so fucking long since she made a video. But anyway, Courtney, I just wanted to give you a shout out because I haven't heard from you in a while. I haven't seen you on Facebook and just wanted to say that I was thinking of you. All right, you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you in 2016. Bye.